Iya, belajar ya biar pintar.
Now please, can I water some pinter nail? Aku gak mau the burger because nanti burgernya hancur.
So these are all free printables for week 3. You can look at my description box to see how to get the free printables, and then you can just shoot me an email. I can send it to you for free. And so this one, I made a number from 1 to 100 because when I Google, the things that they need to know before kindergarten is they can count 1 to 29. So as long as they can count 1 to 29, and then they can count until 100 later on. And another one is I made a bingo home edition, so he can find all these items at home, and he's pretty excited about this one. I just put it on the protector sheets, and then you can use like a washable marker to cross it out and to make the line. And then I use like a wet tissue to wipe it off, and it's really easy. And then for this one, 2 letters and 3 letters, even though it doesn't have a lot of like pictures, it might be boring, but so far he's okay with this. So basically I learned that to teach them how to read, we can start with introducing them with 2 letters and 3 letters. So when the kids saw these like words, they can read it when we read them like a books or something. So that's why I'm trying to teach him every day with this one, 2 letters and 3 letters. Like 2 of in it will be pretty easy for them. And then I will teach him about the and R as well. So it's still pretty new for him today, so he's okay to follow whatever I say today, but hopefully later on he can read it by himself and then he can remember. So for this week, I'm just trying to teach him number 1 to 20 and remind him so that he can count nicely 1 to 20. But my target is to teach him number 1 to 39, because they say if you teach them 1 to 39, they can count 1 to 100 later on. Again, this is just one of the things that they need to learn before entering kindergarten. That's why I'm trying to teach him over and over again. And on my free printables as well, I have some other pictures. Usually it's different every week, so they can learn about the new words and the new pictures as well. And I usually try to ask him as well about what kind of picture is that on that paper, and he pretty love it. And I have made a bingo, and this one is the home editions because we cannot go out because of the smokes right now at outdoor. But if you're going hiking or if you're going picnic, you can make something different as well. I'm gonna make another one on a different week later on for my next video, but this one I'm just gonna make bingo at home, all the stuff that you can find at home. I'm gonna teach him how to play this. It took some time, but finally we found all the items, and yeah, so I'm gonna make another version next time. So for the bingo is one of the things that he really liked, and we did this for a couple days and he loved it. I teach if you're using my free printables just to make sure that they know all the items on the paper first, and you go over it first before they try to find the items. And I'm just trying to teach him how to play the bingo, how to make the line vertical, horizontal, and diagonal.
There.
N, R, for, not, but, hat, has. For this one, I thought he would be bored at this one because it's like all words, but turned out he is pretty okay and he's willing to learn about the 2 letters and 3 letters. So I'm just trying to repeat this every day, and then I always repeat that every week as well by adding new materials like free printables, but I still go over the materials from the week before and from the week 1 as well, so he can remember. So on top of this one, whenever we have like the story time or reading time, and whenever we see 2 letters and 3 letters words, I will ask him as well whether he really recognize it and just remind him what kind of word is that. So just that it's that thing with like a preschooler and toddler, you need to go over and over again so they can remember. And every day we try to do like some sensory activities as well on top of the homeschooling, and also like going outside, going to the park or water park. So today we're gonna play this magic water mat. So I got this from Amazon. I made a review about this one before. I'm gonna put the link below if you're thinking to get it. So it's like no mess, and it's really easy to clean and just wait to dry, and they can play with the stems, with the markers, and also the brush, and make some shapes and numbers as well. And I also have tons of like indoor activities and rainy day activities as well that you can have some ideas from. So I'm going to put the link below. It has more than 100 activities, so I'm going to put the playlist and the link on the video before. And one of his favorite is also playing with the Play-Doh. We have so many Play-Dohs, and he loved to make the shapes like ice creams and fruits, and like shapes like a circle and square as well. And he can play with this minimum like 1 hour. At first, when I introduced him with Play-Doh, he can play until like 3 hours, but now I think about 1 hour, and then I'm trying to switch the activities as well. But when I say they play 1 hour to 3 hours, just remember to supervise them if you don't want them to combine all the Play-Doh together, like all the colors together. Yeah, so he usually like me to sit in front of him. He can pretend to like sell all the foods, and I pretend to buy the food.
Aku gak mau the burger because nanti burgernya hancur.
So for this sensory activity, it's just like learning how to fold the paper from this square into a triangle and then into a rectangle. So he can learn the motor skill, and into a smaller triangle and then into like a smaller square or rectangle as well.
Making a triangle.
Okay, can you show mommy how to make a triangle? So again, this is just another thing that I teach him, is to create to fold like the paper into a triangle and square or rectangle. And I'm quite surprised he really enjoyed this one. And sometimes I keep reminding him to use the scissors as well. So I just got a bunch of brochures that have like a lot of like pictures, and he cut it as well when they have a lot like advertisement, like a lot of like square like Canadian Tire brochures or cruise brochures and stuff like that. And yeah, so it's really good for their sensory skill, and it's really nice to kill the time as well. So make sure you check out my week 1 and week 2 videos, because I have different sensory activities that I posted on that video, so you can get some ideas just in case you run out of ideas how to entertain your little one. So just in case you miss out my second week free printables, so I have like all the fall themes. I have the 7 continents and 5 oceans. He liked this one, and I also teach him about 2D shapes of the week to differentiate pentagon, hexagon, and octagon. He always had a hard time with this one. And 3D shapes of the week, so far he likes it. And also another one is like all the themes, new words, and he can learn how to cut it as well. And he cut it already, but you can find it on my PDF file later on. And just in case you missed the week 1, so I made this days of the week, and then it's such an improvement after I teach him every day, so he can remember about the day, and he can read as well. And days of the week, for this one, he can learn about yesterday was, today is, tomorrow will be. So he can just like put the day in here every day. And I also made this daily calendar, and I have a bunch of cutouts, so he can put like the date and the month, the year, the day, and the season as well. So he can learn that there are 4 seasons, like the weather as well, like is it partly cloudy or is it windy, and like the month like this. This one I didn't include on the free printables, but I printed by myself for Brandon. So basically he can learn how to read his name and recognize his name. This one is the uppercase, and this one like a smaller case, so the lowercase, so I want him to know how to read the lowercase for his name as well, because I read that before kindergarten they need to differentiate the uppercase and lowercase. He can do great for uppercase, but somehow for lowercase sometimes he's still a bit confused. But it's important to teach them about lowercase, because when you read a book, only the first letter usually has like the uppercase, and the rest will be the lowercase. So it's really important to teach them about lowercase as well. And by combining with this week 3 2 letters and 3 letters. Hopefully he can recognize some of the words when we read the book. So yeah, if you're interested on these printables, you can check out the instructions on my description below, and then you can just email me and say, oh, which free printables that you want, week 1, week 2, or week 3, or whether you want all of them, and everything is free. So thanks for watching, guys.